It's 9:15 and we're heading out of the Conda trailhead just north of Butte off I-15 to start the stretch into Helena, Montana's state capital. Should be just short of 70 miles. So since we are not really in a big rush, probably about 3.5 days. Jen's friend, who's also called Jen, just like our remote trail angel, Jen, gave us a lift up here from Anaconda, which is very kind. Our stop in Anaconda was very, very cool. I mean, I do understand why a lot of people go to that town. It's definitely a lot more smaller and a lot more compact than Butte, but it has everything you need. There's restaurants, absolute top-notch hostel, Pindler's Portal. If you ever get to Anaconda, stay there. It's definitely the best place in town. Also, there's a pizza place that completely blew me away. By far the best pizza on trail between Mexico and Canada so far. And they also have a pretty cool brewery in town, which I went and visited yesterday. Aside from that, I've luckily got all my errands done. They also have a gear store, other than Butte, which doesn't really have one. So since I had 4 attempts of getting new shoes and all of them fell through, I was really happy that they had some shoes in my size at the gear store in Anaconda. It's unfortunately not the type of shoes that I was wearing all the time. And I'm not super happy about doing shoe experiments this late in the trail. But I got a pair of Lone Peaks, and I've worn those before on the Via Alpina. It was a different edition of the Lone Peaks, but I think it'll work. And it's only like a couple of weeks anyway. So, Jenny, how was your town stop?
It was great. It was really nice to have some Alaskan friends to visit with and get totally spoiled by some great meals. It's always fun to see friends along the way.
And just for the record, what did you do on your rest day?
I went for a hike.
And that's why she's called Jenergy. It's a pretty cool map of what we did. So we went straight from West Yellowstone to Butte, like this section, and not doing this western loop right here. So now all we have to do is get from Butte to Helena, to Lincoln, to Augusta, to Glacier, and that's where I meet Mark, and then it's Canada! So as you can see, new shoes, new shirt, and definitely the cleanest snowboard hiker out here. And I try to get a red one again. This is a little darker, but just so you recognize the color, this is me now. Man, half a mile in trail magic. Well, some kind trail angel put out a cooler with drinks up here on the trail. So we only walked for about half a mile before we had to break. And we're just discussing what we think this was like the first instance of trail magic on trail. So not trail acts of kindness, we've had a lot of those, but of trail magic on trail since probably south of Steamboat Springs in Colorado. I mean, it might be a bit different for different people because they take different routes and come through at different times. And I know that there was some trail magic in the basin as well, but I didn't experience it because I joined the red line at South Pass City, so after the basin. But yeah, it's a very nice gesture. There was also a trail logbook in there, and we were surprised how little entries there were because we're trying to determine how many Sobos had already passed us, and there were only 19 entries for the entirety of July, which didn't seem a lot to me, considering that it's like the bubble peak time. But you also have to consider that this spot of trail magic is south of the, so if you're going south, the anaconda cutoff is before this trail magic. So if there's a significant share of people that take the anaconda cutoff, I don't know, like a percentage or something, but I think it's quite popular, and these people would never have come here. So that's probably why there's only about 19 or so entries. So if you've ever seen the movie Wild of this woman, Cheryl something, like in the PCT, there's a scene in there where she gets to, I think, Kennedy Meadows, and just her boots don't fit. And so she calls REI, and she's super grateful because they will just send her a pair of new ones in her correct size, and kind of saves her hike. So hooray for REI. Well, I had the exact opposite. I mean, my shoe order from Amazon didn't really come through because postal service was delayed, so I didn't get my shoes in Ennis. So I figured, well, I'm just gonna order them with express shipping from REI to Butte, or to Anaconda for that matter. And so I put in that order when we left Ennis, expecting that it would be there by the time we get there. So we get to Ennis, to Butte, and there's no information at all. There's no email, there's no shipping number, no tracking number, no nothing. So we end up calling REI on the hotline. We have to wait for half an hour for actually get somebody to talk to us. And then she tells us, well, your order was just cancelled. Like some billing issue. Like no information about it, no shoes, no email, no nothing. So I'm just sitting there without any shoes. And I know REI is very much appreciated usually, and they probably do a lot of stuff that's very positive, but that experience was bullshit. One really neat thing about being back on the red line is that we're back on single trail again. That's actually a hiking trail, and you only occasionally have like small passages on forest roads, and I enjoy hiking on trails a lot more. Another thing is, we already ran into 2 Sobos today, and apparently there's like 10 to 15 more that are on this way, at least according to one of them. So these are the people who started around July 10th, and they're also intending to take the Big Sky cutoff because they started relatively late. And they have to make it through Colorado and the San Juans before the snow hits, so they also got to get their move on. But I just realized that if I just talk to these people as they cross me from the other side, I will never get to see them again. So far my motto has always been, when I meet somebody twice or talk to him for a longer period, I do an interview with them. But I will never meet a Sobo twice. So I'll probably have to change that and maybe grab a couple of Sobos on the way down. One of the neat things about people coming south is that you can ask them about important trail information that you might not necessarily have on your mind. So today, for example, it's quite a scorcher. It's in the 90s. Luckily there's a bit of a breeze, but it's really hot. And one of the things that the Sobos told us was that apparently between here and Lincoln, it's a fairly dry stretch compared to what's north. So, I mean, it's nothing compared to New Mexico, but it's enough that you might need to have an conscientious look at the water sources ahead and maybe take a little more than one bottle. And I already made that mistake this morning. I started with 1.5 liters, and there was a water source that was supposed to be there, but I kind of didn't see it, and also we just went past it, and I figured, oh, well, it's just fine. And I had this in Colorado already, that I once ran into water issues, and now the next water source is 12 miles ahead, and I only got 1.5 liters of water with me on a 90-something degree day. So that's not ideal. I mean, it's about another 4 miles or so, and I got 0.5 liter. But yeah, once I get to that water source, I'm definitely gonna have an entire bottle just to rehydrate. So for the next probably 150 miles or so, it's time to maybe carry a little more than 1 liter again. I mean, kind of my own fault that I didn't really pay attention, but I absolutely hate rationing water on extremely hot summer days. So I'm gonna be cameling up if I find this pipe source that is somewhere down here. I'm gonna look for it now. Oh gee, yeah, that is desperately needed. Sweet fresh water. Oh, let's get started.
He's hasn't been here yet.
Wow, that looks like a big...
It's drinks and snacks
Holy smokes.
and trash. So this is the drinks, they're cold.
Wow.
And these are the snacks are in here.
Well, Phil, you are an amazing human being and we really enjoy your trail magic very much. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. This was just a really wonderful surprise. We were talking earlier that we hadn't really had on-trail trail magic since the border of New Mexico and Colorado outside of Chama. And so it's just so wonderful to arrive in Montana and find trail magic right on trail. Thank you.
We've only got about 2 to 3 miles left to where we're planning to camp tonight. So summing today up, it was just a perfect hiking day. I mean, I'm so happy that we made the decision to walk the red line out of I-15 and not do the Anaconda cut off back to the red line, because that would have been mostly exposed dirt road walking in 90 degrees weather, so not a lot of fun. And this is a perfectly manicured trail up here, was mostly in forest. Since it's mostly up on a ridge, there's also a slight breeze going, so it was a combination of a very nice trail with new shoes. Also means easy walking, so my feet don't hurt as much as they did over the last couple of days.
Today was a great day. Dear diary. No, we got a ride from my friend to the trailhead, and that was super nice. And then the trail was just like perfect condition, really easy walking, no blowdowns, nothing difficult, just a really pleasant single track trail to walk on. No road walking. That was really pleasant. And it's a 90-degree day, but we were in the shade and had a breeze, so it was mostly comfortable. And then, there was a lot of standing deadfall, widowmakers they're called, kind of propped up against other trees, and with trees swaying, that made it feel like a little adventure course. But we got 2 sets of trail magic today on trail. Well, first was a cooler with drinks, and the other was coolers with drinks and snacks. And just at the right point of time when I was almost out of water. So it was perfectly positioned. And now we're at a nice looking site for camping. So we've got some good flat space here. And yeah, 2 thumbs up on the day.